All right, next biggest series for you, most interesting series for you would be what?
I mean, I think the whole league is going to be paying so much attention to Lakers-Wolves because of this Lakers team. Everyone's dying to see them in action in the playoffs.
That was next on my list too, yeah.
And look, I think the Lakers are a better team than the Wolves. I think there's an argument Lakers could win in 5. However, also, Anthony Edwards barrels to the basket the way we know that he can. There is no one who can stop him. So if he can be superstar elite, there is certainly a chance they could make this series pretty compelling or maybe even score an upset. I don't know what you're about to say. I just think that the talent on the Lakers side offensively, the Lakers obviously have a hole on defense. They know they have a hole on defense. They do their best to try to cover that up. I think especially in a playoff series where they don't have to play every day, they're going to be able to give that gang defense 110% that JJ demands of them, and that is the way they have stayed afloat defensively. They are going to score so many points this postseason. It is going to be ridiculous. And I think as much as these might be high-scoring games where their defense never quite gets it done, I think they will outscore so many opponents, and I think that is what's going to happen to the Wolves.
So this is the case of two teams that are playing really well down the stretch. Minnesota 17-4 since March 1st, top 7 offense, top 7 defense. Even though they're coming in as the 6th seed, they're playing great basketball. We know what the Lakers are doing too. Like the Lakers, they closed as strong as any team in the NBA, not just in terms of record, but like who they were beating. Like they beat Houston twice. They go to Oklahoma City and win. They are one crappy technical foul call away from potentially winning 2 games in Oklahoma. So these two teams are playing really well. I think what it comes down to, or a couple things I guess it comes down to. Number one is the Lakers' ability to contain Anthony Edwards. Like they don't have the horses really to do it. Like during the series, somebody in the combination of Luka, Austin Reeves, and LeBron, who is still a really good defensive player in spurts, but not all the time, they're going to have to step up and make big defensive plays. So how do they contain Anthony Edwards? And this is where J.J. Redick's creativity, I think, is going to come in. Because if I'm J.J. Redick, I'm making this the Julius Randle show. Like, I'm making Julius Randle beat me. Because we discussed, James Harden a little bit and his ups and downs in the postseason. Like, Julius Randle's mostly been downs in the postseason. He had, like, one decent series a couple of years ago with the Knicks. But, like, 2 of the 3 series he's played in the playoffs have been dreadful. Like, dreadful postseason.
By the way, you don't even have to go that far. Is Julius Randle as good as any of the Lakers' top 3 offensive talents? No. So if they're able to make the series about Julius Randle, whether he has or hasn't been good in the playoffs, whether he is or isn't in a better place now, he is not in the stratosphere of certainly Luka Doncic or LeBron James even at age 40. So if he ends up being the player that they make you beat the Lakers with, he's not winning. They're not winning. That's it. You don't even have to go into all that stuff, right?
Yeah. No, I agree. And if I'm JJ Redick, I'm blitzing Anthony Edwards all game long. Like, I'm making him give the ball up and making somebody else. And how you want to steer towards Julius Randle. You want to make Julius Randle, like, bury threes on you. Yeah. Like, if that happens, you tip your cap to him, all right? But you don't want it to be Anthony Edwards. The other variable in this series to me is Rudy. It's like Rudy Luka part 2. And we know how that ended the first time last year. Not well. And Rudy's had to pay for that every day since then. I think there's a misconception about Rudy's ability to play against small lineups. Like the numbers don't say he's that bad against small lineups, at least defensively. What I need Rudy to do in this series is to be a punisher offensively. Like, if the Lakers are going to go with Rui or LeBron or Finney Smith at the 5, guarding Rudy, he has got to punish them. He has got to get them in foul trouble. He's got to get to the free throw. I know he's not a great free throw shooter.
Doesn't matter.
He cannot be just a telephone pole standing in the corner hoping to collect offensive rebounds. He has got to be a punisher down there on the block. Like, he's got to be in the middle of the lane, being physical, drawing fouls, and making whoever is guarding him work. Like, if he can do that, I think Minnesota's got a chance to win this series.
First of all, you get the award for powering through a good old-fashioned
This is what happens when
LA
we're in
police chase.
Downtown LA. It's
where things happen in the city.
If I'm not mistaken, that sounds like 2 fire trucks and an ambulance coming down the lane. I feel like
that is a guy who lived in New York too, because that you can
100%.
You can catch that.
Yeah.
Look, the other thing we haven't even talked about is that the Lakers in the clutch have been very good, and that the Timberwolves in the clutch have been very bad. and that if it gets down to the final 5 minutes, I am trusting a team with Luka and LeBron on it more than I am trusting in the final 5 minutes a team with Anthony Edwards and Rudy Gobert on it. And again, some of this is just talent. And I know that the Lakers have a hole in the interior defensively. And you're right. If Rudy can abuse that, if Anthony Edwards can be the best Anthony Edwards he can be, I think, look, maybe they have a chance at an upset. But the odds of all of that happening, if the Lakers are healthy, to me is low. And I know a lot of people are like very hyped about this series. I think it could not be that long. I don't know. We saw what Dallas did, not just, you're talking about Luka and Rudy back in the Western Conference Finals. Dallas as a team knocked Anthony Edwards around, and by the back half of that series, he didn't want it. He was just, I mean, one of the most competitive guys I have ever seen walk through the NBA was just sort of sleepwalking a little bit through some of those quarters.
I think he was gassed out.
Because,
yes,
I was going to say, because he had gotten knocked around so much, and also a heavy burden on him, all of that stuff. But I just think he got beaten down physically.
Yeah. I thought Cat was a bigger problem in that series, though, too. I mean, he was that was a stinker.
Could he use Cat now?
He
Against this Lakers team.
It is, I don't like the Wolves in a way are built like a team that the Lakers are really good at defending. Like the Lakers, what they've done defensively since the Luka deal is that they will let your average to below average 3-point shooters shoot threes.
Yeah.
It's just kind of been their defensive philosophy. And across the board, the Wolves kind of have those guys. Like we talked about Randall. They'll let him shoot all threes he wants. I think they'll let Jaden McDaniels shoot a lot of threes as well. They play a style that the Lakers like to play against. I think it's going to be competitive. I'm taking the Lakers in 6.
Okay.
In 6. I think the Wolves are good enough to get 2 games. I think one of them, they might even run the Lakers off the floor.
Sure.
But I think Lakers win in 6.
I can co-sign that.
Yeah.
I'm there. That's fine.